Do you have PCOS and are you trying to get pregnant? And do you want to also feel really healthy in your body so that you're set up for a healthy pregnancy and a healthy baby? If that's you, then you're in exactly the right place. Welcome to the PCOS Fertility Health Podcast. I am your host, Dr. Angela Potter. I am an integrative PCOS fertility doctor, helping women across the country to turn around their PCOS symptoms so that they have regular cycles, positive ovulation, and they're able to get pregnant. And that's why I'm so happy that you have joined us today. Because just by listening in, you have joined the community. You also are saying yes to understanding more about your fertility health. Yes to opening up the possibility of pregnancy, even when you've been trying to conceive for the past 11 years and it hasn't happened yet. You are holding on to that yes. You're not willing to give up yet. And I acknowledge you for that. I acknowledge you for showing up here today, for listening to this today, and for saying yes to yourself and to your family. Today, we are talking about fertility medications and what is this one big issue with these fertility medications that are keeping you stuck. I'm going to talk about this issue, talk about why it's keeping you stuck, and what you can do to turn that around. Before we get into that, have you reserved your free spot for my upcoming PCOS masterclass? This is about the proven PCOS path to pregnancy. Okay, when you're going from a place from feeling broken and lost, having irregular cycles, what is that bridge between being there and getting you to a place where you can have regular cycles, positive ovulation, and the best chance at getting pregnant? So that masterclass is a deep dive into understanding what's missing and how to bridge those two places for your fertility. You can reserve your free spot over at drangelapotter.com/PCOS-class. So we're talking about ovulation induction medications today. The top two medications that are used are letrozole and Clomid. And here's what I see happening is that women with PCOS are going in to talk with their fertility doctor, and their doctor's saying, well, you haven't gotten pregnant for this long. You've got PCOS. Let's get you on a medicated cycle. Potentially you start with letrozole, or maybe you do a mix of letrozole and Clomid, and your doctor is willing to put you on 5 cycles. After those 5 cycles, they say, gosh, these haven't worked for you. We don't know what else to do for you. And they refer you forward to an IVF clinic. That just doesn't sit right with you. You want to be really figuring out how to turn your body around naturally, because you know that if you were able to have regular cycles and if you were able to ovulate, then that would be an amazing step forward to getting pregnant. And I'll tell you that that's possible. And what are those ovulation induction medications? What are they doing? They are creating the hormonal cascade to help the egg get pushed out of the ovary, to help you ovulate. And of course, this is really helpful. And so you might be thinking, well, is there actually an issue with these medications? Like, that sounds really great. And of course, we want that egg to come out of the ovary. But here is the single issue with these medications, is that that's all they do. That is the one thing that they do for you and your fertility, is they push that egg out of the ovary. Hopefully, it doesn't work on every cycle, but that's the goal, right? Is to get that egg out of the ovary so that it can go meet with the sperm and get you pregnant. Now, again, you're like, but doc, if the egg comes out of the ovary and I haven't been able to ovulate in months or years, that's a really good thing, right? Shouldn't that be my next step in getting pregnant? It's your health, your journey, and so do what feels right for you. But here is what the issue is with that and your fertility, is that getting the egg out of the ovary is not the only step in getting pregnant. So yes, of course, we want that egg to get out of the ovary. And yes, if you haven't been able to ovulate in the past months or years, that's going to be a great step forward for you. But that medication that you're on, even if that egg comes out of the ovary, it is not supporting all the steps to pregnancy. So let's say you're on a medicated cycle and you get that egg out of the ovary, but Potentially your blood sugar is still through the roof and you have insulin resistance and your doctor hasn't talked to you about that. I have certainly worked with women who have been working with both their GP and their fertility doctor for the past 2 years, neither of which talked to this person about their blood sugar levels. When she finally advocated for herself and said, "Hey, can you order my blood sugar?" it was through the roof. And now here she was at 2 years into her fertility journey, being like, why did nobody talk to me about blood sugar 2 years ago? So here you are, you're on a medicated cycle. And if your doctor hasn't talked to you about blood sugar or ordered it to help you understand what your level is, and you get that egg out of the ovary, but that high blood sugar and that high insulin is actually contributing to more inflammation and keeping your body from being able to connect with the sperm and implant, then getting the egg out of the ovary was not as important of a step as you need it to be. What if you get that egg out of the ovary, but you have an undiagnosed thyroid condition that contributes to early miscarriage? What if you don't have enough progesterone? So that egg gets pushed out of the ovary, you're able to get pregnant, and yet you don't have enough progesterone, so you have an early miscarriage because you don't have enough progesterone to keep that pregnancy going for that whole first trimester. If you're able to get that egg out, and yet because you have this history of not ovulating for months and years, you clearly have low egg quality. And if nobody has talked with you about the nutrients that are specific to help with egg quality, so you're on that medication and it pushes that egg out, but it never had the right nutrients for development. Even if that egg is out there, it can't connect to make the baby. It either can't connect with the sperm, or it can't implant, or it doesn't have the building blocks to move forward growing a healthy baby. Eggs require 23 chromosomes in order to be healthy and mature. If you have been deficient in certain nutrients that are specific for eggs, and your egg gets pushed out of the ovary, but it doesn't have that 23 chromosomes, or potentially it has more, then it's not set up for a healthy pregnancy. So yes, you want to get that egg out. You want to ovulate. That is a very important goal in the path to pregnancy. But if you are pushing out eggs that have poor egg quality, or if your body has issues going on that are setting you up for more inflammation or early miscarriage risk or other issues in the other pregnancy steps, then getting that egg out of the ovary is a premature step. So what actually needs to happen now? What needs to happen is that you need to get a comprehensive fertility assessment to understand, okay, what's going on with your hormones? How can we get those back into regular rhythm so they're setting you up for a healthy pregnancy? What other nutrients and deficiencies are there in your body that are keeping your egg quality low? And what kind of plan can we put together for you that's replenishing your eggs so that the next few cycles, even if you're on a medicated cycle, that those eggs that get pushed out are of great high quality, that are mature, they have 23 chromosomes, they have all those nutrients in them to help them get to this place. They get out there and they're like, yes, let's do this. I'm ready. That's what you want, right? And when you want that, then you've got to have a doctor on your side looking at your insulin levels, your blood sugar, helping you with fertility nutrition, looking at your thyroid, your comprehensive thyroid, helping you with inflammation to keep inflammation low for a successful pregnancy. You get all of those things set up. Imagine then what your chances are. Potentially getting pregnant naturally. I've certainly seen that in my practice. But if you do need medication, imagine how much better that cycle is going to work. If you have all this other support on your body and then you're just saying, okay, I've got to get on one of these medicated cycles just to, get me over the edge to get that egg out. Imagine the difference. These medications and fertility procedures like IVF, they are incredible medical advancements. And what a blessing to be living in an age where those are available to us. But those are not the golden ticket to pregnancy. They are not the only things to rely on in order to get pregnant. If they were, then you and I wouldn't be talking right now. You would be pregnant, you would have other babies running around, and I would be out of a job. And so we know that those medications and procedures, there is a missing link. And this is it, to understand your individual needs for your fertility. What other hormones are out of balance that need to be brought back into rhythm? What other nutrients are missing from your body that need to be replenished so that you have really high quality eggs ready to go out and get you pregnant and have a healthy pregnancy? So when you can see that these medications are not treating everything that is keeping you from getting pregnant, they aren't addressing all of these different issues in your body that are contributing to your fertility struggles. It's not like they're this magic pill that is just treating everything. No, but when you get to that place where you understand that you can get an individualized plan that's addressing your body's needs, and then maybe potentially medication is a part of that, but looking at your body as whole body fertility health, that's when things start opening up. And I can show you how. This is what I do in my practice. If you're ready for that kind of fertility plan and to understand specifically what your body needs to open up your fertility, then your first step is to book a free PCOS Fertility Breakthrough Session with me. This is where you and I are going to talk about your needs, your fertility journey. What are these missing links? What's keeping you stuck? And you will walk away knowing the single most important next step you can take in order to optimize your fertility and get to a place where you are turning around your PCOS symptoms and ready to grow your family. You can sign up for one of those at drangelapotter.com/PCOS. If you are loving this podcast and you want to support it, you can leave a 5-star review over on Apple Podcasts, or simply share this with your friends. And as we wrap up here today, I want to remind you that the information on this podcast is just that. It's information and should not replace the advice that you are currently getting from your doctor. And if nobody else has told you this today, I want to be the one to tell you that I believe in you. And I believe in your ability to get to the root cause of your fertility struggles and to turn those around so that you have the best chance at getting pregnant with PCOS. I'll see you right back here next Wednesday.